Hi, welcome to Hey Parents, Let's Chat. I am Jess Hunt, where we are just a community of parents where we're sharing ideas because I just firmly believe that we parents are the experts, and the more we share, the more we learn, and the better parents we become. And so I really wanted to have a conversation today about being a stay at home mom. There are lots of moms who think, oh my gosh, I would go insane, I would go crazy, I'd be so bored. There are lots of moms who are already doing it and who are like, I don't think I'm doing this right. I feel like I'm going crazy. I don't know what I'm doing. And so I wanted to share some ideas that really helped me not go completely insane as I was a stay at home mom for as soon as I had my babies until they hit kindergarten. And so my husband literally used to tell me, for a stay at home mom, you don't stay at home much. And I really feel like this is part of the key to keeping yourself sane. I believe, because I have seen it implemented and I've seen the effects, you can have a schedule where you have structures, you have boundaries, you have consistency, you have routines, and within that sort of environment, children know what to expect. They know what's coming. They know they can count on it. They feel safer, versus an environment where there is no structure, there's no consistency. It's kind of like a fly by the seat of your pants. Every day is different. And, perhaps there is no structure or schedule and the parent just follows the kid's needs all of the time. I feel like that sort of environment creates a little bit more of the sort of I'm going to go insane mentality. There's a little bit, too much craziness. There's nothing I can count on. And so I feel like to be a stay-at-home mom, it's super important that we sort of pull the reins in, we act as the leader in our home, and we lead the children through activities that are going to help with their brain development. We are leading them through days where we have activities scheduled out, where we act as their leader and they are learning as they go, versus allowing the kids to sort of run the house, and then we're always following after them, always reacting, always responding. That sort of lends itself to, I feel like, the kids are not as happy, the mom is not as happy. So I just want to share with you how I set up my schedule, and I hope that it helps you. And before I even start, I wanted to give one example of the two different environments and how I have literally seen the two different environments work or not work. I was, once I got into my school age, no, I'm sorry, when I got into the school and I was working in the field of education, I was an ed tech in a kindergarten classroom. And we had a teacher, and I was the ed tech, I was supporting the teacher. And the teacher decided, and she was one of these teachers that was kind of like a fly by the seat of her pants and sort of hyper and didn't have a whole lot of structure. So anyway, she decided, oh, the kids are great, let's go to the gym. And so we took all of the kindergartners, remind you, we've got 5-year-olds here, and we have about 20 of them, into the gym. Huge open space, fabulous. I'm like, great, this will be awesome. The kids get to play, and in my mind, I'm looking forward to it. She gets us all in there, and she says, okay, go play, and I'll be back in about 20 minutes. I have to go make some photocopies. And in my mind, I was like, what? You're just going to leave me here? And the kids get to do whatever they want? And I was already cringing. She goes down to the equipment room. She starts bringing out hula hoops and scooters and throwing balls out. She's like, go play, go have fun. And in my mind, I am horrified because I am envisioning absolute chaos. And so what happened? Absolute chaos. within 5 minutes after she leaves, we've got kids bumping into each other. We have screaming and yelling. We have kids crying because they're getting hurt. And I was like, okay, I can't just continue to allow this. So I slowly started to walk around the gym and I started to create stations. Okay, if you've got a ball, this is the ball station. You're going to shoot up the hoop. You can play catch, but this is the ball corner. This is where you're going to play. Then I gathered all of the scooters and I got some cones. And I'm like, we're going to go over to this corner. And I set up a little course or a boundary. I might have set it up like a perimeter where they can stay within that perimeter. And then I went over and I had a corner for hula hoops. And so I continued very slowly to make these stations. And I just noticed within the environment, the kids were becoming calmer. They were going to the different stations. They were playing. They were having fun. They can go from one station to another. But they understood that there were boundaries. There was structure. And they automatically felt safer. There was no more crying. There were people getting along. And they were happy and having fun. So I just needed to give this example of the two completely different philosophies, yet I have seen firsthand, and this is just one example, I have seen firsthand on many other examples of how this happens and what the effects are. And so I firmly believe that kids feel safer when they know what to expect. They feel safer when there is a consistent routine and when there is structure and when there is a leader. When there is a leader that they know is in charge of them in their day, they feel safer. It's like a burden off of their shoulders where they are no longer just running around doing whatever they want whenever they want to, because they know that someone's in charge. Someone is their leader. And that is a very calming thing for kids. So, having said that, let's talk about how to set that structure up so that the children don't go insane, and neither do you as the mom. So, what I did is I looked at my work week, and it's not a job, I don't get paid, but frankly, it is a job. It's a lot of hard work. So, I looked at my 5 days, and I made sure that there were 5 things for me to do throughout the week, 5 major activities. And you can set this up any way you want. You guys, this is so rudimentary. Like, I've got paper, and I'm just writing this down for you. So, and you can put these in any order you want. You want to start with, like, what you have to do every week. Like, you have to have one day for grocery shopping, right? Whatever day, fit that in. You have to have one day for cleaning and laundry. And I tried to get that all done in one day as best as I could. Laundry with kids usually happens like all of the time, 24/7, but I tried to get the big bulk of it done all in one day. And I found that if I started the wash the day before and then threw everything in the dryer as soon as I got up, by the time breakfast and the day started, the laundry was mostly dry and I could get started on the folding while I've got other cycles going, because let's face it, we probably all have about 5 loads to do minimum on just one day, and that's the bulk of it. Then it continues. Like, it's a never-ending job. But if you get the bulk of it done, you'll feel like you've accomplished something, and we'll have clean clothes to wear. So, I also tried to get as much of the cleaning done as I could in one day. That way, you're not spending all week cleaning, because that can be maddening. Some people like to take one room at a time, one room a day. That's fine if that works for you. I found that when I was doing that, I was cleaning all of the time, and who the heck wants to do that? So, anyway, I tried to get it all done in one day as best as I could. So, cleaning and laundry on another day. And so we've got cleaning and we have groceries. Then I also filled in some of the fun stuff that is so crucial, okay? We always had local libraries that had local story times where you'd go and someone would host, like, reading aloud to the children. There's children that are interacting. They're learning how to sit and listen. They're playing with each other. So they're learning how to socialize. They're also learning how to follow directions, because you might be prompting them and redirecting them in public for better behavior. So there's so much learning opportunities. They're also learning how to interact with other children. They might be having parallel play. They might be learning how to be good friends and how to connect with others. They're also listening to another adult while someone's reading aloud to them. There's so much learning for our children during local library story times. So it's a fabulous opportunity. If your local library doesn't have one, start one. If you don't have one of these things available, go ahead and start it. You might have a community center where perhaps you could go to the community center and they might have some sort of class or activity. And if they don't, start one. I guarantee you, if your community center or local library doesn't have one and you start one, people will love it. People will come. So not only will you have an outlet for yourself and your child, but you'll also be creating a good positive outlet for others. So local library story times, always something to look into. Oops, that was right here. Also, going to a local playground. Every elementary school has a playground. Go to them. Take an hour out of your day. Let the child explore. You might meet friends and neighbors there. Great way to meet other people. Great way to meet with other friends and say, hey, let's go meet up. Which brings me to playtime. If you haven't found a mom group with other kids that are of similar age, then get out there. Go find one. And set up a play date once a week where you might rotate houses. And that way you take turns hosting the play dates. It allows the kids to play with each other. It allows for the moms a little chat time, so crucial for our sanity. And so if you have these 5 days with 5 major activities set up, you are creating some consistency, something for your children to look forward to. Also, more importantly, something for you to look forward to. And that way you've got these major activities to sort of anchor your days. But then we need to have our daily structure and our daily activities that are going to work around those major activities. So whenever I set up my daily schedules, I always started with which was easiest. And again, we're going back to our paper with marker schedule here. Start with meal times, always the easiest, right? Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Fill in your schedule. You have to have snack time. Put a snack time in the middle. Okay? After snack, you've got to have a nap, so put a nap time in there somewhere. Whatever is your child's nap schedule, the rest of your schedule is just going to follow around it. And then once you have your meals set up for your daily schedule, then you just have some space to plug in, right? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. We also have to have a nap. I always had book time before our naps, and so scheduling book time becomes super important, whether you're scheduling it like to relax them or just to have book time. And book time can happen like after each snack. It's completely up to what your style is, and it's also completely up to like what your child's interests are. Sometimes after snacks, some kids get super energized, so you might want to have your outdoor play during that time. So create your schedule based on you and your family needs, but have a schedule. So I just started with breakfast. After breakfast, we should always have a little bit of free playtime. That allows us moms to clean up after breakfast and maybe even enjoy a cup of coffee. So free playtime. Then maybe after, you're going to go out, you're going to get some fresh air, go for a walk around the neighborhood. If you have a dog, take your dog with you. But you're getting out, you're getting some fresh air, and you're taking a walk around the neighborhood. You might come back and have a snack, have some free playtime, allowing you to sort of clean up and do whatever else you need to do for chores. And I always tried to schedule something that was arts and crafty during the day. Whatever the schedule allowed, there's always something arts and crafty for the children to do. It could literally be, here's some paper and some crayons, go draw. Here are some paper. Oh, it's a special day. You get to have markers. Go ahead and use markers. Here, let's explore with scissors. Let's see what shapes we can cut. And it depends on your child's age, of course, and their development, but allow them to explore with these tools. Allow them to do whatever they want with their crayons. And then there might be some days where you give them coloring pages. You might give them shapes to cut out. It depends on what your child's development is at, what age they're at, and frankly, how much creativity you have in yourself. So you can be as big as you want with the arts and crafts. There were some days where I always tried to do this at least, once every couple of weeks, where we had like paint time, where I would cover the dining room table with a sheet or newspapers, and I'd get like paper out. We might do finger painting. We might do paint and brush painting. I might have like a friend over where it's like, oh, it's paint time, come on over. We'd have like a painting party, where the kids could do whatever they want with their paints. So stinking fun. I might give them like a blank cup where they get to actually mix some of the colors. So fun. And just such a great activity for their learning. And so you can be as creative as you want. There's like a million crafty ideas out there. It could be something as simple as getting like a gallon Ziploc bag and filling it with a little bit of whipped cream and food coloring. Smush it all out. It's nice and flat, but if they've got this colored whipped cream smeared all within their bag, they can take their finger and they can draw pictures in it. You can just do 1,000 things that all of these things help with some of their sensory growth and development. And you could even have like a pan, like a cookie sheet, and have it covered with whipped cream, add a little food coloring, and then they just play with it with their fingers. So many fun things. You could take a cookie tray and put a little bit of sand on it and have them just draw in the sand. So many things that you can do, but always have something that's arts and crafty during the day. Followed by that, this might be time for lunch. And then after lunch, you're just going to go outdoors, go play, go explore, go do anything. We used to often have like those little kiddie swim pools, and my children they never used them for swimming. It was like my dog's swim pool, but they would often turn these things into like little animal habitats where I feel like I would want to walk out of the house and say to all the animals, watch out, my kids are coming out, because all of a sudden they're finding salamanders and frogs and insects, and they're putting them in this little habitat. And so allow them to go and explore. Just play. You might have a swing set. You might just have a ball. Allow the child to just kick the ball around the yard while you're raking out a garden. Just be outdoors. And so have that. I always felt like every single day should have outdoor time and something arts and crafty time. So just my 2 cents. And frankly, even if it's raining, who cares? Put a rain jacket on, go outside. Kids love that. So don't let the weather hinder you for going out there and exploring nature. So wonderful for kids. Anyway, so outdoor playtime, and then of course we have to have snack again. You've got to throw a nap in there somewhere, like if your kids are, still in the toddler years. So book nap time. Then when they come up for their nap, they're done. Free playtime, and that's going to allow you to cook dinner. And free playtime can be, maybe there is a small area, and you can set this boundary. Okay, your free playtime is going to be right here, depending on what your needs are. If you're cooking dinner and then they are in visual sight of the little play area, perfect. If it's not, depending on how your house is set up, the free play could be like, here, come on up and sit in your high chair, or sit at the counter at the breakfast bar while I'm cooking. And here's a pan of, one of the greatest things my mother-in-law taught me was just a pan of flour and some Matchbox cars. Kids love it. And it's like a snow environment, and they've got match cars, and they just take their Matchbox cars, and you might have a cookie sheet or a lasagna pan that you're just putting some flour, maybe a centimeter, half an inch deep, maybe even less, and they just take their Matchbox cars and drive all through it. They can even use it to, as I said before, draw pictures in it with their fingers. That could be great in the wintertime, and then in the summertime, have a cookie tray full of sand with Matchbox cars. And so free play doesn't necessarily have to be, in another room while you're cooking dinner. You're trying to make your life easier for yourself. So it could be you can have these toys to play with at the counter while I'm cooking dinner. And so these are just some ideas to help stay-at-home moms. sort of take charge of being a stay-at-home mom. Be the leader in your house. Set yourself up with a schedule, with some structure, allowing yourself, and this is, I believe, really key, always opportunities for socialization and to get out of the house. With this sort of setup, you are meeting all of your child's basic needs. You're feeding them, you're giving them enough to drink, you're giving them love and attention because you have spent time reading books with them, walking outside with them. You're giving them all of their basic needs. Their sensory needs are being met. Their physical activity needs are being met. Their brain has been offered opportunities to develop through all of this learning. And through all of this, you are going to have well-adapted, healthy, well-adjusted children. And then I always, once I got all that stuff done during the week, that sort of meant that weekend was kind of family time. We could do whatever we wanted to. Now, this is a plan. It's a guideline with the understanding that you have to have some sort of flexibility. There are going to be days when, oh my gosh, the dog ran out of the door, the dog is loose throughout the neighborhood, I have to go get the dog, oh my gosh, there's been a poop blowout, I have to take 20 minutes to go give the child a bath. Like, you have to understand that while this is a plan, we need to have a little bit of flexibility because life happens. There just might be days where someone's feeling under the weather and it just needs to be a movie afternoon where we're going to cuddle on the couch and relax. Or there's temper tantrum and fit crying where we're trying to get out the door for story time and we can't do that because someone's throwing a fit and it could be you or the children. If it's you, I'm going to say try to get out of the house because getting out of the house and having some adult time could help you with your fit. So, just trying to keep it real here. I really feel like the stay-at-home mom job is so hard, but we can make it easier on ourselves. And if you have a schedule with a plan, you're going to have things to look forward to throughout the week. I can't imagine there being anything worse than being a stay-at-home mom, waking up on a Monday, and just have 5 continuous days of nothing to look forward to. That would drive me crazy. So I think we all need purpose in life, and while being a stay-at-home mom should be enough purpose, it's not. You have to have something to look forward to every single day. You have to have a plan. And so I hope that you have found this helpful. Being a stay-at-home mom is super hard. It's not like it's rocket science, but it is draining emotionally, mentally. We are responsible with our children's safety, their emotional growth. We have this burden of raising these little children, and one of the reasons why it's so exhausting is because we feel that responsibility, we feel that burden. But in addition to that, without you even realizing it, you are making like 1,000 decisions throughout the day. And you don't even realize it, but you are making decisions all day long with every single moment of the day with behavior situations. Do I change the diaper? Do I not change the diaper? Do I wake the child up because they pooped? Do I risk waking him because I need to change their diaper? Oh my gosh, do they have a fever? Do they not have a fever? Do I give them medicine? Do I not? Oh my gosh, they're throwing a fit. Do I ignore? Do I address? Like, it is constant. If you've got siblings, oh my gosh, they're fighting. Do I let them work it out? Do I intervene? When do I intervene? Is it good for them? Is it bad for them? Did I do the right thing? Should I have done it differently? I mean, it is constant. And it is just that constant mental decision-making process that is so super taxing. It's exhausting. So it's a very hard job. Do what you can to make it easier on yourselves. I hope that this video has helped. If you have ideas to add, please add them to your comment section. These are just my ideas. If you're a stay-at-home mom and you have ideas to help other moms, add your comments to our comment sections. If you are planning on being a stay-at-home mom and you have questions or concerns, ask. There's a ton of moms with great ideas out here. So you can show support. I hope you have found value in this video by subscribing, by following us, by liking our videos. Definitely share this video with others. If you know someone who is struggling as a stay-at-home mom or wants to be one, definitely share this video with them. You can always go to heyparentsletschat.com to add your comments and watch videos. And so as always, I appreciate your support. So thank you for joining us, and I look forward to our next chat.